Hey there, my name is Sarah. I have been making videos about vegan food here on YouTube for the past couple of years, and over that time my diet has evolved a lot, and I thought it would be interesting to revisit one of my old What I Eat in a Day videos from a couple of years back and watch it with you guys, react to it, kind of explain my mindset at the time and why I was making certain nutritional decisions. And today I'm going to recreate that and just let you guys know how my body feels eating the way that I used to now that my lifestyle is quite different, my activity level's different, and my body is just accustomed to different macronutrient ratios. The one I selected is from May 31st, 2016. It's called What I Ate Today, Starch Solution for Weight Loss. I just want to say really quickly that if you're eating a starch-based diet, or if you're eating like the way I'm eating in this video, I'm not knocking it by any means, as long as it's working for you. I'm critical of the way I'm eating specifically because I know that I was depriving myself of foods that I really loved just because I was kind of blindly following the advice of other people. And I happen to know now that I function a lot better when I'm eating a more balanced ratio of fats, proteins, and carbs. I really hate watching videos of myself, old ones, especially in front of other people, so this is gonna be a little awkward for me.
Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to be showing you everything that I eat. I know that a lot of you subscribe to me already.
Okay, first off, I got so glammed up and I kind of want to dye my hair red again, but oh look, I have like French tips too. Wow.
Originally when I was posting the potato cleanse videos, so...
Potato cleanse. Do any of you OG high carb Hannah fans remember when she hosted like a 30-day potato cleanse where all you could eat was like white potatoes, sweet potatoes, and non-starchy vegetables? I was all in on that, and I did another What I Eat in a Day video on the potato cleanse. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in seeing me react to and recreate that day, let me know.
Including whole plant starches, things like rice.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead to breakfast because I keep talking.
Oatmeal is a great staple breakfast. I like to use steel cut oats as opposed to quick or rolled oats because they're just less processed. They have a nice chew to them, and they take a little bit longer to digest, so they'll keep you really full.
This music is so jovial, so peppy. I don't like steel cut oats. I'd never buy them anymore. I am in a very love-hate relationship with oats. Sometimes I really crave them, but usually it's more as a dessert. And I think it's because when I was growing up, I always used to eat Quaker oats and I would eat the maple brown sugar ones, and those are so good. But the only way I really enjoy oats is with a ton, like a lot of brown sugar. So I usually skip them.
The only drawback is they do take a long time to cook. I boil mine in water.
They take forever to cook. In fact, I anticipated that, so I actually have them boiling on the stove right now as I film this intro. I'm not really looking forward to eating these.
But especially if you're trying to lose weight, you want to try and reduce the amount of refined sugar you're consuming. So what I like to do is just use a few drops of vanilla stevia first.
I love me some stevia. I still use it pretty much every single day in my coffee or tea.
Give it a stir, and then I just top it with a sprinkling of coconut sugar. I add a splash of rice milk or other non-dairy milk to make it a bit creamier. And
I don't like rice milk. I never buy it anymore because it's so thin. It's very high in carbs, which makes sense, it's rice, duh. Which isn't inherently bad, but if I'm gonna have a higher carb plant milk, it's gonna be oat milk, because that stuff is at least creamy, usually. So I went to the store and bought rice milk this morning. I haven't had it in years, but I remember I used to buy huge containers of it from Costco.
And some of my other favorite oatmeal toppings are coconut flakes, raisins or cranberries, cacao nibs. I love sunflower seeds or any other nuts. I also really like to stir in some powdered peanut butter or some hemp or chia seeds.
Powdered peanut butter is actually a pretty good call for oats. I'll add that and a little bit of chocolate protein powder, and it's pretty decent.
But today I'm adding a handful of this low-fat granola. It's from Trader Joe's and it's really, really good. And it's just going to give it a bit of a crunch.
So I've been boiling my steel cut oats while I film my intro. We've got them here. Got our rice milk, i.e. rice flavored water. I like my oats to be pretty soupy. I'm going to add some chocolate stevia drops. I don't live near a Trader Joe's, so I wasn't able to go look for that low-fat granola. But I'm just going to use a little bit of this vanilla almond granola on there. Alright, this isn't all that bad. It's not my preferred breakfast, but it's just oats, it's fine. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about was coffee, that I love and adore coffee. I always have, but I was trying my best to quit it because so many of the popular vegan YouTubers were saying that caffeine was just the devil. Like, I remember one of them used to even refer to chocolate, because chocolate has some caffeine in it. He would call it crackow, like instead of cacao, crackow, like actually comparing the caffeine in chocolate to hard drugs. Like, are you serious? Now, I do think that it's a good idea to be moderate with your caffeine use, especially if you're like me and you have anxiety or like skin issues. Like, high amounts of caffeine definitely aggravate those for me and they trigger my insomnia. But like, a cup of coffee is not gonna kill you, you know what I mean? I actually drink decaf most of the time, so it's not even for the caffeine jolt. I can't even describe how little interest I have in finishing these oats. Like, I'd almost rather eat nothing for breakfast.
Dr. McDougall does recommend that you get most of your calories from starches, but fruit does make a really nice snack or a substitute for more processed desserts.
I think that's actually pretty good advice. Sometimes if I have a sweet tooth at night, I'll have a piece of fruit, and it kind of helps me not eat candy or make a mug cake, which I've been kind of obsessed with mug cakes lately, microwave mug cakes. It's really dangerous.
And I'm gonna add a bit of powdered peanut butter to it, and this has been one of my favorite snacks recently.
I love peanut butter. I love almond butter. I love cashew. I just love nut butter. And the fact that I was terrified to even keep a jar of real peanut butter in my house, it makes me sad. I was maybe moving a little past it by the time I filmed this and was doing Starch Solution, but when I first went vegan and I was doing the super high carb, low fat thing, I would look at nutrition labels, and if a serving had more than 10 calories from fat, I would not buy it. I like powdered peanut butter, but pretty much the only way I use it now is in smoothies because it gives you like really concentrated peanut butter flavor. But for everything else, there's MasterCard. No, for everything else, I prefer to use real nut butter. And this is Starch Solution for weight loss. I was trying to lose weight at the time. Look at me. Like, look at me. I'm definitely thinner in this video than I currently am. I think I probably weighed like 100 pounds. This is before I had started weightlifting, so I didn't have any of the muscle, but I was very thin, and it drives me insane that I was trying to lose weight and that I was trying to lose weight by cutting out something that I love so much. Like,
now for lunch, we're having some simple baked fries, which I've shown you
here we go.
before, and I got the
Here we go with the baked fries, which I had probably every day for like months at a time. This exact meal with different spices.
This 10-pound bag of russet potatoes for $4, so it's extremely inexpensive meal. I prefer to peel mine and cut them into thinner fries so that they cook faster. And this is one of my favorite seasonings ever. It's a salt-free garlic pepper.
That garlic pepper is dope. If you're at Sprouts, go get that. And it goes on sale sometimes. I think I'm out of it right now, so I'll have to improvise something else, but good stuff.
So I'm going to be quite generous with this. And this...
Oh yeah, I was avoiding salt at the time, or eating very minimal salt, because that was trendy.
wire rack I'm showing is going to help the heat hit the fries from all directions so they get evenly crispy. So just make sure if you buy one that it is
okay, good stuff. Let's move ahead.
On Cravings, because you're going to be satisfying your body's nutritional requirements. You can use whatever low-fat vegan sauce you like. I'm just using some ketchup and sriracha, and I'm sort of just scooping a few fries into a romaine leaf and eating them like a taco. Super, super easy way to get your greens in.
This meal I really did enjoy at the time that I was having it every single day. However, I have no clue how I ate so many potatoes. Like, the volume of potatoes in proportion to my stomach. Like, I'm a small person. I do think that baked fries are better with a little bit of olive oil on them, just a little bit, like a drizzle for a couple potatoes. It makes them crispier and taste better, and it makes the spices stick better. Now, this meal I'm actually pretty excited about. I still love me some baked fries. My question is, how am I gonna eat 3 potatoes in one sitting along with romaine lettuce? I don't know why, I just really don't like potato skins, so I'm peeling them off. I don't remember if I did in the video. This is so many fries. I don't have that garlic pepper, so I'm just gonna use garlic powder and black pepper. I think it's the same thing. Makes me kind of sad that I didn't put any salt on them, because I do think that they'd taste better with salt. I mean, if anything, all of these carbs are gonna make me feel very energized later. I'm gonna go do a leg day. We have arranged them, I'm going to bake them. Lunch is ready. This is such a throwback. I feel like in 2016, I posted this exact meal to Instagram so many times because I was so obsessed with it. Let's do the taco thing. French fry taco, I'm gonna dip it in my sriracha and ketchup mixture. I just really wish I could add some avocado to this because the fries are so dry. Actually, the Super Bowl was this past weekend and I still have leftover homemade guac and leftover cashew nacho cheese that would be so good on this, but I will refrain from adding the leftover Super Bowl dips just in the name of honoring the original. I've eaten probably 2 of the 3 potatoes worth of fries at this point, and all but one of the leaves of romaine that I picked, and I'm very full. I don't know if it's bad if I just stop eating here, but I don't see any point in stuffing myself. I gotta call it quits, you guys. I'm sorry. I will check in with you at dinner time. Hey guys, here's an update. It's about 3:30, a couple of hours since I had lunch, and I'm exhausted. And I never take naps. Maybe once every 6 months I'll actually get tired enough in the middle of the day to take a nap. It's just not normal for me, or it hasn't been for the past couple of years. I used to nap all the time, but I can only believe that it's because I am full of potatoes. I just feel super drowsy. I was editing and I was like nodding off. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I almost fell asleep sitting up. So I'm gonna set a timer for half an hour and close my eyes, and hopefully I can digest a little bit more in that time. And hopefully I'm not sluggish later, because I really would like to have a good workout.
Okay, when I'm at home, I am one of those people who prefers to eat smaller meals, like 5 to 6 times a day, so I'm just having another piece of fruit as a snack. So I chopped up a grapefruit and I'm adding a bit of powdered stevia and some coconut sugar and...
Okay, I remember I had this big bag of powdered stevia, which I don't think is actually that much better for you than any other kind of artificial sweetener, because even though stevia is natural, to make it into its powdered form, the casing is not digestible or something, I believe. This is a pretty good snack. I do love me some grapefruit and sugar.
I made kung pao chickpeas for dinner today, and usually I'd use tofu or tempeh, but it actually turned out really well this way.
So I remember specifically when I was planning to film this video, I wanted to make it with chickpeas because I thought that tofu had too much fat and protein in it. I remember there was this Thai restaurant near my house at the time that I used to love, and when I switched up my diet in this way, I would go in and I would order my favorite dish, which was a vegetarian green coconut curry, and I would ask them to leave the tofu out and add extra vegetables instead. And then I would order extra white rice. So I'd put a lot of rice on my plate that I would try to fill myself up with first, because rice is good. Rice is just carbs. And then I would I would take the vegetables out onto my plate, but I wouldn't let myself have all of the, the sauce with the coconut milk and the curry, which is the best part, spooned over rice. I would leave that in the serving dish so that my vegetables would just have the faint flavor of the coconut curry, but I thought that was me being clever, getting around all the extra fat in the coconut milk, which is...
Sesame oil is the one oil that I do cook with occasionally, and I just add maybe half a teaspoon because it adds so much flavor, and a little goes a long way, but if you want to be strict about it, just go ahead and skip it.
I think it's really funny that I feel the need to apologize for using half a teaspoon of sesame oil, but I really felt that way. I felt like I was kind of being a bad girl there, you know what I mean?
And I'm also adding a handful of roasted unsalted peanuts. Now nuts are higher in fat, so you don't want to go...
Planters peanuts. Not vegan, they have gelatin on them. I'm not sure if I found this out because of a comment someone left on this video or on a different one, but that's an interesting fun fact.
Crazy overboard with these, but a few is totally fine, and it adds a lot to this dish. Now, I recommend investing in some non-stick pans so that you can saute your veggies in water rather than oil like I'm doing here.
This, I think, is sound advice that I still follow myself usually. I still will use oil sometimes if I feel like it's going to improve the texture, like with the fries, like I mentioned before. But for the most part, if you're just sauteing something or stir-frying something and you have a nice non-stick skillet or wok or a well-seasoned cast iron pan, you don't need to add oil. It doesn't add that much to the dish. You don't really miss it if you leave it out. And oil is very calorie dense, so if you are trying to lose weight, cutting out like the tablespoon of oil that you saute your vegetables in every single day could be a useful tip.
I served it with a side of just blanched broccoli. Again, your greens are super important. I served mine separately because I personally just don't like my broccoli to get all soggy with sauces, but you could add it into the dish as well. And I'm also serving it with lots and lots of brown rice.
I think that's minute brown rice, like the kind that comes in a box and it's already partially cooked and been dehydrated, and then you just microwave it and it's done really fast. I remember I went through a phase where I was eating a lot of brown minute rice. So I laid out all of my Kung Pao chickpea ingredients, chickpeas, water chestnuts, the broccoli is for steaming separately. I just cut up red and green bell peppers. I do not support my original decision to include celery in this dish. I think that's just weird, so I'm leaving it out. Green onions. I didn't put a specific sauce recipe in that original video, so I kind of just improvised using the ingredients that I showed, and I will have that recipe in the information box if you want to use it. Garlic, ginger, and a handful of roasted peanuts. Got brown rice done in the Instant Pot. I typically don't eat brown rice these days. I just find it a little bit harder to digest. So I'll probably pop one of my digestive enzyme pills with this meal. All the veggies in my non-stick wok, and I'm using a little bit of water to stir fry them. Then we add our chickpeas, water chestnuts, and our sauce. And lastly, peanuts. Here is the finished dish. It smells pretty good. I do wish that I'd been able to use tofu in it, but I'm sure that the chickpeas will be fine. And here is our finished plate. We're about to taste test this. Wait, you know the concept of this video, right?
I do.
I'm revisiting my old diet.
It's so good.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
The sauce?
Mm-hmm.
But I put chickpeas because I was afraid to eat tofu because I thought it was too high in fat and protein. Do you have any crazy diet stories? It would be so much better with tofu though. Or
yeah.
like soy curls. Soy curls.
Mm-hmm. It would be, but this is good.
Yeah?
It's super delicious.
Also, I used to only eat brown rice. And now neither of us really likes brown rice.
I like it.
We're a white rice family.
White rice is just one of the best things ever. Weird diet stories.
Or like phases that you went through.
No, because I never did anything like that, really.
Really? You never went like low carb or anything?
Mm-mm. I tried to restrict my carbs, but that didn't work. I didn't have energy to do anything.
Yeah, I thought this video was going to be a lot more funny to revisit, but it's not the worst. The 3 potatoes in one sitting was a little weird, but...
That's a lot. How'd you feel after that, physically?
I didn't eat them all, but yeah. I took a nap.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I would actually like to do a video where I revisit my old What I Eat in a Day video, but alter things, like to show how I make them now, to make them taste better.
What comes to mind?
Like, for example, I made this super high carb, low fat chili cheese fries. So it was like 0 fat chili, baked fries with no oil, and potato cheese sauce.
Potato cheese sauce?
Right, but now I put like cashews and coconut milk and a little bit of vegan butter in it. It tastes so much better.
Wait,
anyway.
It doesn't sound bad. It just doesn't sound as good as it could be.
It's good, but the mouthfeel is not right.
That's what she said. For more appropriate content like that, find us on our channel.
It's true.
That is it for my day of starch-based eating. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you got some ideas if you're on your own weight loss journey, or if you're just trying to...
I just can't get over how peppy I am. Like my voice, hi, it's so high.
Incorporate more starch-based recipes into your diet, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Alright. You know, I think actually this particular what I eat in a day video was not that bad. Definitely not as crazy as I was eating some of the time, not as restrictive. However, it really just did not adapt when I started weight training later that year. So this was end of May. I started weight training in November, and I was hungry all the freaking time, man. I needed to add some more protein. I needed my tofu. You know, even though I was doing the high carb, low fat thing, I never fell into the like 30 bananas a day trend. I was never eating like smoothies that were like bigger than my head or anything. So I'm grateful for that, because it seems, at least what I'm gathering from a lot of the ex-vegans who are now making videos about why they're no longer vegan, that a lot of their digestive issues began during that time as a result of eating massive amounts of fruit. That's it for this video. Let me know if you'd be interested in me recreating any of my other old what I eat in a day videos or recipes. Let me know if you want me to do the potato cleanse one. I think that one would be kind of funny, because I just know that I won't enjoy it now. I used to love potatoes. Not so much anymore, at least not in that quantity. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon.